Good morning to everybody that took the opportunity, the time to come out and join me on That's Bill Wealth with Wayne Foster, CEO of WC Property Investment LLC. We are on a great move. We are on a super explosion in this day and time that we're in. And we want to take the opportunity today to really build your mindset on how to exercise the mind to go to the biggest um, things that you ever can reach for in the time that you're in right now. And so we are just so happy. We're just so grateful today to come into your life and to your mindset and change your mind to look at the very impossible things that you can do if only if you put it to work. Only if you take the object, you take the ability that's in you and begin to exercise that mind. I tell you, it can blow up to areas that nobody will understand that you took something and you kept working with it, you kept moving, you kept training yourself to be the greatest success ever could be in life. So we starting in our mindset. We starting with changing the way we talk, the way we think, the way we act, the way we look at things, the way we analyze situations, and not always down yourself to the struggles or to the pains that you've been in your past. We don't look at the future and say our future is no good because what we at right now or what happened in our past. How do we keep moving through every trials or every things that come upon our life that always sets us back for making this journey to be assessed, make this journey to be really great. You know, on this life that we're on, it can get worried sometimes. It can get lonely. It can get placement in some areas that we hold on or we trap things that sometimes people that's around us keep us always reminding of ourselves that we need to change or we need to move. But today I want to share something with you. I want to show you something in different areas as you change your mind, as you change the ability that you're in, as you change the way you're going, as you change what you see, and the things that you want to better your life in, the things that you have challenged. I mean, really challenged. They're taking over you to where sometimes you can't understand. Can I really do this? Can I really lose the mindset or gaining to where I want to go? I'm here to tell you today, on this Tuesday, on this 10 o'clock, or whenever time you watching this and you get to look at it and you say, you know what, this is the day that I'm gonna change the day and the time or where I'm about to go. I'm not gonna set myself in this little box and never go nowhere and not achieve some of the goals that I want to achieve. You know, I talk about let's build wealth. I talk about let's take wealth that was given to us and go out into this world and create that wealth. It's there. It is tangible. You can touch it. You can see it. You can, it's so many things that you could do in the day's market, in the day's timing that we in the day's season, that there's nothing can hold you down. There's nothing can put you in a position and then keep you there for a long period of your time and you miss the opportunities that are set before you and but you have never took the time to reach for them and to get to them and let's get it done. And sometimes it always comes that we focus too much in what we're at and what we are doing and who we hang around and how they feed information to us at the time, at the time, at the time. And every position that we in, we never go nowhere. We never be what we want to be at. And so I want today to get you to get up to wherever you're sitting at, get you to a place wherever you have took this opportunity to let me talk to you and let me pour something in you today that it will change you for the rest of your life if you just take the initiative and say, you know what, I need to exercise my mind and change into where I'm at. I don't want you to exercise and and things that don't get you to where you're going to. And so I have a little thing I want to do today, and I want to show you that whatever we do or however we need to do is that if it takes this, it's not a whole lot. Some things is just the small things. It's just like where you at and where you can go. And if you don't do that, you'll never have the opportunity to really achieve that. And I keep telling you, we have reached a point of our life that success is coming on beautiful. But I had to change my mind thinking. I had to change where I was at. I had to change who I was hanging around. I had to change who I was listening to. I had to change about what books I was reading or what YouTubes I was watching or what things I was watching on Facebook or in other areas. And I had to get to a plan that I had got to a blank piece of notebook, blank, nothing on it. I had to get to a point that I had to, get my mindset to where I want to go, to how I need to get to. So I had to create the things that get me motivated, get me moving. So what I got today that motivate me was I had a piece of pad. And on that piece of pad, I began to write things down. It motivated me. It got me to the point to get my mind to really to do what it's supposed to do. It's to think. I'll pause there for a minute because I want you to think. I want you to think about what you could do and how you can do it. And so you reach down and you start finding things that are around you that motivate you and that get you to go and where you at. And another thing I had to bring, and some people don't like this, and some people stay away from it, is because they're scared. But it is the greatest blessing that we ever could have. And I keep this in several places in my life, and that is my map. This is my map. This is my success map. This is what I take every day, every moment that I have that was blessed to give to me, and this is the word of God. This is something that I use to build wealth. That's what I came up with the logo that we talk about, because the Bible said he gave us power to get wealth. And when you understand the power and the ability of the knowledge of it, it creates something in you that make you want to get up every day and figure out what are the blessings that was allowed for me to have. And the word gives us, and Jesus has gave this point to us. And I want to reach to all of my brothers and sisters, my friends, my family, everybody that's watching me, that we change our mindset is about what we read and how we look at the words and take that word and really dissect that in your mindset. So every time you go out, you think about wealth. You think about being prosperous. You think about growing. You think about you can have anything that you want if you only can think about it and put your mind to it and reach for it. I'm telling you, it started happening in my life when I understood the principles that was given to us from our forefathers. Everything been ripped from us. Listen to me today. I'm hoping that I'm ministering to you in a way that change your mind to quit saying I'm always going to be poor in my life and never take the blessings of God. The Bible said the blessings of God added no sorrows. It comes with no pain. It comes with no mind thinking of how I got it. It comes with the blessings, the covenant, the secret that God has given to every person that stepped foot on the face of the earth. He said, now now take the possessing of the land. That means you take what's yours. You ain't got to steal it from nobody. You ain't got to beat nobody up. It's the thing that he gave us, and he gave it to the greatest man. I mean, we're not talking about when you understand the ability that we have and the ability where we're going, the best principles that we can ever use that he gave us, and they're using every day in man's life, because this is what they do. They learn how to sow, and then they learn how to reap. They learn how to sow, and they learn how to reap. He said, I give you power to get wealth. You have learned how to sow, and you learn how to reap. When you understand those principles, they go far, far mind can ever imagine that you can sow and reap. Okay, is it only going to happen in the city that we live in? Absolutely no. Wealth is not only in one area or in one town or one city. Wealth is in the whole world. When he gave Abraham, so Abraham that he was going to be blessed. He going to be blessed by nations, and all nations was going to call him blessed. Do you understand the ability that was given to us, that some people try to find so many excuses to talk about when we talk about the blessings of God? We talk about the riches of God. And many people have told us that God don't want you rich. God don't want you to dap into the world system. God don't want you to be partakers of things that are corrupt or that are bad. Do you not understand that we lost the move of God, that we have set ourselves behind the privileges of God that what God gave us? And we allow ourselves to be trapped in this little box. And we stayed there for years because we did not want to be just like the world. When the Bible said, come out from among them and be separated, he was not talking about be poor stated. He wasn't talking about you cannot have anything. He was not talking about you have to bar your life all the way through until he comes back for you. He did not mean that. He meant that we could have the riches on the earth. He said treasures is also in heaven and treasures on earth. He told us to have the ability in our life to have the wealth that he has blessed us with. And he said the wealth is laid up for us. You know, we have the opportunity to do everything that he give us that our minds can imagine with him. When he talks about think on these things, that's this. If your mind can even is created, he talks in many scriptures. You can ask, and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find. Knocking the door. He said, "You have faith as the grain of something." These are principles that he has given to us. That the greatest thing that wealth come from is how you position yourself so it can come to you. So the world positioned themselves, and they position themselves to become wealthy. We have the same ability, that we have the greatest ability because we have the Spirit of God. We have the greatest knowledge because we have the Word of God. We have the great things that ever given to us. He has given it to us by only if we trust him and entrust his word. I'm telling you, I can't speak for everybody else. I can't dive in other people's lives. I don't know why people do not take this and why people never took scriptures that we have beat people on the head with because they had money, and then they talk about the money is the root of all evil. But he said the love of money. He didn't say the money, he said the love of money. See, we got that twisted, and we have trapped people up into a boundary of not letting them be freely to be what God wants them to be. I normally don't come on my power to get wealth because I talk about the power of God on different of our channels, and I try to use the this to give a stage or give a platform people that's maybe not don't even go to church, you know what I mean, don't even want to have anything to do with God. And so, you know, sometimes we try to shim out from, you know, allowing people to know that, well, we're so holy and we're so spiritually. But I want to break the ice to let you know that the wealth come from God. It did not come from no man. I'm sorry to tell you that who wrote thousands of books on how to get wealth or how to become rich and how to have a prosperous life and never mention about the man that created for all of us. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I can be quiet on certain subjects and certain things, but when it comes to the way God blesses us, I can't be quiet because every famous person that was either a basketball player, a football player, or a rapper, or a songstress, whatever, and they have made to wealth, and they have when they get their rewards, the first thing they remember is that I thank my God. for giving me this opportunity to be out here. See, we know where it comes from, but we don't want to keep recognize how we can stay more powerful by using the greatest principle that He's given. So every book that I come across, or every video I come across, I'll never will come across one like this, because it is the blueprint that started all what we in. He created the world. Man didn't create the world. Man won't take the knowledge of Him, but He created the world. He gave us wealth, not man. We got trapped into a part of our life of our forefathers that was taking things from us. And so now we was crippled at them time. Yes, we was limited at some areas of our life. Yes, we was. But the greatest thing that came back to us that when we realized who we was and we realized what we had, then we went back immediately back to the principles that set us free. It wasn't because they put us in bondage. It's because He set us free. All the way back to the Bible histories that they have put many people in prison or put many people in a certain poor state and told them they couldn't be anything because they had to be under the king. And so their mindset was trapped like that. So they didn't think they could be anything because they were servants all of their lives. The mother was a servant. The daddy was, the grandmama was, great-great-great-mama was a servant. And so they felt like they was to be servants. They had to be man. You know, he couldn't take care of his family because the king or the one that was rich, he had took them and made them become slaves. And so we don't want to talk about the slaving because we know that for years that our forefathers been in slavery for years. And we have lost a lot of our land. We have lost a lot of our property. And, you know, it was given to us. The greatest knowledge came from man. You know, I mean, we don't talk about our inheritance because we don't want to start any trouble. But something that's tells us, let's be true about our wealth. It was already created in us since day one. It was always given to Adam. Adam started this wealth through Jesus Christ. God gave him 4 streams of income or wealth, if you want to look at it. You know, we don't talk about that, but it stays who he was. If we want to go to was what color he was. But I want you to understand this today, that he was wealthy and he came from us, but it was written from us. So you know what? God allowed us to gain it back. So all of them years upon years, upon decades, upon time, upon dispensation of time. You know what I mean? All that. It brought me to where I'm at today, sitting in my studio, talking to you from our TV network to tell you that the wealth is still powerful. The wealth is still reachable. The wealth is still happening. The wealth is still bringing great things in our life. So yes, I come to tell you it was because of mind changing that I had. The mind changing to where I can take my family and take the next generation that's in my heritage right now to the places that we can reach my blessings that you can't even put a number on, to be in the position to grab things that we have take and become the mindset of changing to where we at. Let's go back. When you understand, you have to grab that pad. You have to grab that pencil. You have to take the time and sit down and put the plan together. Knowledge is powerful. The ability that we have today that we are shortening of is getting information. I'm telling you, information is very easier to when I started real estate about 20 years ago. You know, I used to have to do it the hard way. I had to read books and cassette tapes, and I put them in the cassette player. We don't have a cassette. Some of my kids don't even know what a cassette player is now, because everything is CD. You know, or everything now is on your phone, and you just go to YouTube. You know what I mean? But there are things that we didn't have YouTube back then. We didn't have the internet. And so when I began in real estate, I didn't understand the ability that I know today about real estate, and understand the ability that what God had given us from day one, that, all the earth was his. He created it. Everything was his. But didn't understand that we had that same ability to reach, and I mean, he set us up so beautiful. I mean, so wonderful. Oh man, just think about where Adam come from and where we sit in that same position. I mean, same position today. Same thing. He gave us all the land because all this belongs to him. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. They that dwell in it. This is everything he created was for us. It was not to harm us. It was not to destroy us. It was not to kill us, but it was here to bless us. Wow. That there is a mind open for you to know that how do we do this. So what I'm doing right now, I'm working on a book that's going to talk about the wealth. It's going to talk about giving and receiving. Understand the principles of where we're going at. And so everybody that comes in my pathway, I'm going to bring them to a place that what started this in my life have created blessings upon blessings. You know what I mean? Wealth upon wealth. And I'm telling you, we are digging in things that brings the wealth to us. No, not pushing the wealth away from us. We're taking the ability what the word has given us, and we're acting on the word, the principles, the ability that he gave us. So I said earlier, I was going to share something with you, and it's a mind-changing experience. 20 years it took me to buy property and use it to unlock a lot of doors in our lives, to really to put us in a very position of where we're creating more wealth, more ability. And we're working on these great goals, and we're going to accomplish them as the years come and as the days go by and as the time moves. And I just want you to understand that you have that same opportunity that to help us build your wealth, help you build the change of your life. You know what I mean? You can go wherever you want to. You can do whatever you want to. You can drive what vehicle you want to drive. You can stay in what houses that you want to stay in. You can wear what clothes do you want to wear. You could be living in the greatest abilities of your life. I did not know how much ability that I had until I really started looking at other opportunities and looking at everything that I had. One man gave me a big boost in my life, and it changed me, because wealth is not just money. We get excited when people tell me I have millions of dollars in the bank. That is not wealth, because when you create wealth off of what you got, it always can leave you. And many of you that are watching me, many of you have been in this boat, have made it to 1 million and lost all of it and went back to zero. That means where your wealth at? But the greatest wealth that we ever can have is the knowledge. Because when you lose it, you always can gain it back. When you fall into a dry stage or a dry place, it comes right back. Numerous blessings I can share with you today. Numerous things that we have done that shift us from losing and gaining. Constantly, I could tell you constantly. But what happened is I want to do this, and I have about 5 more minutes as we keep this as a minimum of a half an hour to build your wealth mind thinking. So let's build wealth. Let's take that object or take that plan and begin to build wealth for your family. Let's put ourselves in the right positions so that we could do that. And so I was thinking on earlier this morning, I get up early in the morning, I grab my coffee and I grab my my planner. This is my planner. This is the word is my planner. I have other planners that out the day scheduling and things I'm gonna do. I have that, but the most one I do, I try to get in finding you know the scriptures and finding the things that we need to enhance to where we're going. So like each I need to plug this real quick. Each time you go up and you grab from maybe 50,000 that you worked on your job and you create to 80,000. Okay, all that from 50 to 80,000 is a big change, um, money change, because you have more to spend, you have more things to do. It takes you from limiting at just at 50,000, just barely making it, and create to 80,000, and now you have a little bit more leverage than you had because you just was barely making it at the 50. So you have $30,000 more added to your income. So all that will change your mind thinking. All that will change the ability where you're at. And then it's got to change you to start thinking in an area again that gives us the Bible teaches us that we think largely of Him. We don't think small. We think larger of God, and so it stretches our mind thinking to where you can look at owning one piece of property and owning 7 pieces, going from $0 to $1 million, and so it all changes that. It changes it so much. And so when you in these areas, you have to keep moving forward. To if you don't do it, it'll be a setback. And so I mean, there's a lot of things that has come in us, and that has always a really block in our roads, and we just kept hitting them. Couldn't move left, couldn't move right, couldn't go up, couldn't go down. It constantly bam. But what happened with us is where you don't never stop. You don't lose the plan. You don't lose the ability. And I was taught this through my forefathers. My father has taught me faith. Trust the word. Don't trust your ability, but trust the word. Trust would always work in so many people's lives. A farmer today took the same principles that was given to Adam, and he's steady today using them same principles and made wealth over and over and over and over. Every fruit, every seed, it says it lives after its own kind. That means it keeps producing, it keeps growing, it keeps receiving, it keeps planting, it keeps receiving, it keeps planting, it keeps receiving. That never changed. Because when you take the knowledge and you plant the knowledge into something, and then when you create that, then it start bringing you wealth. It never changed. We change it. We begin to work for other people, and we got relaxed, or we got comfortable making so much wealth, but not enough wealth where He told us that we could live and not borrow. That's the way He wants to live. That's where I'm at today. I want to be to a place in my life that I'm working towards today, that I was able to go into a store or go into anywhere and just walk around, and wherever I feel like that I want to be a blessing to, I want to do that. To where does it cost $100? Or was it cost 50 cents? Or was it cost 100,000? I want to be in a place in my life that I could write a check and not even think about, let's do a check balance and make sure I have enough. But when you're in the wealth stage, you don't work about balance. You still balance, because you're doing many other deals and you're taking care of many, because the higher you go, it's more responsibility comes to. I'll be truthful to you too. It won't all be blessings. It won't all be good. But there are some things that comes along with it. But when you grow, it always teaches you. Here it goes again. That's the mindset. So as you go up, the mind keeps changing. As you go up, the mind keeps going. It never do this. Not our mind. Our mind always thinking. It's always trying to create. It's always trying to be better. You just don't know how much power you have in thinking. And that we're working on this. That you're planning on this. And so I have to get you to this. And my time is really, it's just so much information that I can give you. There's so many things. That's why I say I take this opportunity every Tuesday to come on this my TV network and let's build wealth. Because I don't want it just for me and my family. I've opened up this to the whole world. Because I want to change many people's lives. And we are doing it every day. Every day I'm changing people's lives. Every people that come a part of me under my wings, I'm changing their lives. I'm changing where they at. I'm changing what they're thinking. I'm putting money to places that they never thought about putting money. And it's creating. It is creating. And I want to do the same thing to you. So let me have you up real quick and give me a couple more minutes. And I promise you, I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. But I want to do something that I want to understand where you can be at. And so I've brought some music. I bought some. This automatically, when you hear the beat, the mind already got your the emotion. It gets stability on moving. And so what I want you to do is find you one thing that you need to motivate yourself into and go for it. And bring the passion. Bring the motivation. Bring the change. See, the music has nothing to do with my wealth. But what it has to do with it can put me in a place to motivate me. Get me up when I'm slumped. I'm playing movie. Immediately when I hear that beat, with no lyrics or nothing, sometimes just the music change the mind thinking to I need to get up. I need to move. I need to get going. I need to find where I'm at. I need to get to where I need to get to. I need to get in that rush. See, understand what the beauty that we have, and we use it. You ain't got to go down there and sit and listen to thousands of people that talking about themselves. It helps. Yes, it helps. But you have to motivate yourself. You get all the knowledge. You have all the thousands books sitting on your shelf into your study room, but you don't do anything about it. You don't motivate yourself. You don't read. You don't get into it. You don't find out what you can to get you to where you get it, and you lose that time that gets you to where you need to get to. When you start losing that area, it starts draining you. You start going down. But this is when you come back. When you say it, when you hear it, man, did he do it? I can reach him. And we see this when people are in areas that are healthy and exercise. Some is exercising to lose weight, some exercises to keep the blood flowing in the veins. It's so much that when you hear music that it can change you wherever you at. So I want you to think. I only put this on for just a second so I can get you to think just that little quick of what music does, how it changes us, how it gives us the ability of where we at now. So my time is up. I gotta go. This is a great Tuesday. Great where we are building wealth. I always say I hope you come on board with us. I hope you look at your life and say, you know what, I don't want to live like this another 10 years without being in a position that I can be happy and I can be. Yes, I know a lot of people that are rich are not happy, but I'm telling you, I can change that to show you can be happy. You can be. You can be very happy. Enjoy your life as not always doubting. I'm never gonna go nowhere. I never can be anything. My mom didn't have this. My daddy didn't have this. And you just cry the blues. But I'm hoping what I said today that's changed the mind. Let's change where we at. Let's go to wealth. So get up, get that music, get whatever you need, get that exercise. Exercise, exercise, exercise your mind to become wealth, and it will come alive for you. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.